Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So recently, Amazon has released Series 3 of Micro Galaxy Squadron. I managed to pick up Anakin and Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptors, and they both came with a blind box each. So I'm going to open up both of them on the channel, starting with Anakin's. Alright, so right now, this can be found on Amazon. The price is $19.99. I will post all the links in the description below. So there isn't an individual listing to find Anakin's Jedi Interceptor by itself. You have to buy it through this bundle, which honestly I'm okay with because it's been a very hard time to find Series 2 blind boxes, and who knows how that's going to go with the Series 3 blind boxes. I did manage to find some Series 2 blind boxes from my local HEB out here in Texas. Unfortunately, I did not pull a chase from the 5 boxes that I grabbed, but that's okay because I was just stoked to find some Series 2 blind boxes as it was. And I believe the price for them was like $6.97 or something like that. I know it was cheaper than Hot Topic, so I was definitely okay with that. So I'd like to start with the blind box. Honestly, I've had these for a few days. I just haven't opened anything yet because I've just been creating a lot of content for Pokemon Day. So I wanted to open it up on the channel and have an organic reaction. Here is the box art to all 3 blind boxes, and they each have a special theme to them. So Series 1 has like the original trilogy, Series 2 has like Clone Wars era, and then Series 3 has a Revenge of the Sith. On the one side of this packaging, you can see there's some cool Revenge of the Sith art on it. And then on the opposite side is all the different figures released in these blind boxes. And I think Cad Bane is the #1 chase from this series of blind boxes. So I'm going to show you up close. I have not opened this whatsoever. I wanted to keep it sealed. And I mean, honestly, there was no way for me to choose whatever blind box that I had. But I just wanted to show you just in case there's any doubters. Alright, here we go. I'm nervous. I hope I get Cad Bane. I mean, I think that's the #1 chase. I mean, if not, it's probably my most wanted from these. So, we got Tech, baby! Yes! Okay, this is perfect because I think all we need now, or at least all that I need, is just Crosshair, and then I have the entire Bad Batch. Here's a close-up of Tech. He looks great. Man, these paint applications are so good on these small figures. He comes with a Bark Speeder with the correct turrets and some very Bad Batch-esque paint applications to it. Since I pulled Tech, here is the entire Bad Batch crew that's been released so far. So I was mistaken. I actually need Echo and Crosshair. So hopefully we get them boys down the road. I pulled Hunter from the Series 2 blind boxes, as well as a Clone Trooper, 2 Mandos, and also a Battle Droid. And then Hunter came with a very Bad Batch-esque AT-RT. Okay, so now what you guys really came here for, Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor comes with Anakin Skywalker as well as R2-D2. The back of the packaging shows our traditional illustrations that we've already seen within our Series 1 through 3, Micro Galaxy Squadron. There is a collectible blueprint card, shows that R2 can go on the left side of the ship. The fins at the wing can articulate at 50 degrees, and it looks like we have landing gear that can articulate to 90 degrees. Some of the rest of the ships released in Series 3, it looks like we have a First Order TIE Fighter, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Interceptor, Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter, and then Aayla Secura's Jedi Interceptor, which those are both chases, and I believe they are 1 out of 15,000. Before we crack this open, here is the barcode to help you track this down in store whenever it does hit retailers. Here it is out of the packaging, and this is actually pretty awesome. It's a lot smaller than I anticipated from being inside of the packaging, so here it is compared to like the palm of my hand. It's a really small ship with a lot of details to it. Revenge of the Sith and the rest of their prequels are very special to me. It's something that, I grew up within the prequels, so my dad and I used to go to the opening nights at the theaters, and I remember vividly watching Revenge of the Sith with him, and just the opening scene when Anakin and Obi-Wan are flying through, and I just knew that this was the film where it was the fall of Anakin. Like, there was something about it that just brought chills to me, like, watching that opening scene, knowing that like this is basically the end, and it's just something that I'll never forget. So I love this ship already just because of how it resonates with me. But I really love the design of this ship. I mean, overall, it's very sleek while being aggressive and elegant for a Jedi, and you can totally see how it would lead into the original trilogy, eventually evolving into a TIE fighter. I mean, you can see by the front window there, and then when you open up these fins, you can see the texturing on the wing, which we see on the TIE fighters. And for those reasons, it's very peak Star Wars for me, and so I'm just very happy to have this in my collection at such a small scale. Here's a look at it from the top. You can see there's some decals, some awesome sculpting, not a whole lot of weathering or anything like that, which is okay because we can just apply some later. There's a slot right here for R2 to sit in, and I don't think there's a push button like there is on the Starfighters, but that's okay because I'm sure he'll just pop right on out anyways. You can see the turrets at the front of the ship, as well as like some longer cannons there. There are no buzz droids on this ship, so that is a plus. You can see the window on the front right there that resembles like a TIE fighter appearance. To the back of the ship, there are like 2 thrusters there with some awesome sculpting, and then on the underside there is some landing gear which will fold into the body of the ship. Which this is how the ship will sit without the landing gear, and this is with the landing gear applied. Let's move our attention to the wings. So these fins will open up. There is 4 of them, and they articulate to 50 degrees, and it gives it more of that aggressive look and more on the offense. Now you can definitely display it with the wings open. It is a little front heavy, so if you put too much pressure, it will droop down, but you can definitely get the job done. And now that just leaves us with a cockpit. It is on a hinge joint like the rest of the ships. There is some sculpting on the inside. You can see the chair and like all the buttons in the control panel and all that kind of stuff. And there's even like a little separation between the legs to kind of keep Anakin more in place. There is some weathering, but there's no like significant paint applications or anything like that. Here is a closer look at the figures included. Anakin looks great. You can see he has his little glove on his right arm. And there is even a little sculpted area for his lightsaber. And R2 is pretty much just a repack from what we've already seen, so this one was included with my Luke Skywalker's X-Wing from Series 1, and I now think this is our 4th appearance of R2, so we have Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, the Escape Pod, Yoda's Starship, and now Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor. And you know what? I have to do it. Here is Darth Vader from our Series 1 Micro Galaxy Squadron standing next to Anakin, basically the before and the after. Putting these figures in should be pretty self-explanatory from what we've already seen with this line. So R2 sits on a little peg and he fits in there nice and snug. Doesn't look like he's going to fall out at all. And then Anakin is getting that same treatment as well. He has articulation at the legs and the arms, and we can just close up that hatch and he's ready to fly. Alright, let's do some measurements. So going from the length of the ship, front to back, I'm thinking we are at about 3.5 inches long. For width, we are, oh man, looks like just at 3 inches. I knew this thing was small, but I mean, that's freaking crazy how much detail there is to this. And then height with the landing gear, it looks like we are just over an inch, maybe close to 1.25 inches. And then height with the landing gear and the top of the fin opened up, it looks like it's just at 1.25 inches also. Here's a comparison next to Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter and Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Here's just another angle, and it's really crazy because these are like single pilot ships, and they're all small as it is, but compared to the Interceptor, I mean, it just seems like it's such a small, compact ship, and it's just really crazy to see it side by side with these other vehicles. And then here it is next to some of our larger ships. We have the Republic gunship and the Havoc Marauder, and honestly, these should be towering over the Interceptor. But nonetheless, it is really cool to see them all side by side. Okay, my final thoughts on the new Series 3 Micro Galaxy Squadron Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. I think it's great. There's a lot to love with this, especially if you're a fan of Revenge of the Sith or the prequels. The price is $19.99, but it's a bundle pack, so you get the ship and a blind box, which right now I think is great because we don't know when we're going to find these blind boxes individually. All the links will be in my description below where you can find this. The size is so small and compact, and they were able to fit so many little details within this small of a ship. With that being said, there really isn't much I'd like to change about this ship. I think it's awesome and a great pickup. My only gripe would be that I hope we find Series 2 and Series 3 readily available at our local retailers. A few of my targets don't even have any Series 2 at all, but only one in my area was able to stock some in store. It does seem like targets are starting to get them in stock, but they are kind of sporadic, so hopefully we see a wider release. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to find me on Instagram where I do toy photography, toy videos, toy hunts, toy deals, and all things toy related. Link in the description below. If you like this video and you want to see more of it, be sure to like and subscribe. It is free, and we will see y'all in the next video.